Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, once again, please, we're absolutely honored so much to be in the presence of the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz. We're so grateful to see you and so delighted that you could come and join us here at FII, the 7th edition. Thank you so much. And of course, a big warm welcome also to the President of the Republic of Korea, His Excellency Yoon Suk Yeol. We're now going to take a look at remapping Korea's cooperation with the Middle East. And I'd like to invite to the stage to conduct this session and to have a few words with us, the Senior Fellow for Korea Studies and the Director of Program on U.S.-Korea Policy at the Council of Foreign Relations. Please welcome Scott Snyder.
Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest for this session is His Excellency Yoon Suk Yeol, President of the Republic of Korea. Since taking office as president, he has advocated tirelessly for Korea to step up on the international stage as a global pivotal state. During the past 18 months, President Yoon has strengthened his country's comprehensive security alliance with the United States, normalized difficult relations with Japan, and participated as an observer in top-table international leadership gatherings of NATO and the G7. Now President Yoon is leveraging Korea's technological leadership as a top 10 global economy to strengthen relations globally, and especially with the Middle East. It is my pleasure to welcome to the podium the President of the Republic of Korea, His Excellency Yoon Suk Yeol.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. I am Yoon Suk Yeol, President of the Republic of Korea. It is my great pleasure to speak to you here at a special session for the Future Investment Initiative Conference. I'd like to extend my deepest gratitude to officials of Saudi Arabia, particularly to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who's joining us here for this meaningful opportunity, and leaders of various nations and global businesses for their presence today. The Republic of Korea and the Middle East are located at opposite ends of the vast continent of Asia. But our history of exchange goes all the way back to around 1300 years ago when we traded via the Silk Road. 1,000 years ago, Goryeo dynasty on the Korean peninsula was first known to the world as its current name Korea through Arab merchants. Today, at the heart of the Middle East, the region that first introduced Korea to the world, as a salesman of the Republic of Korea, I'd like to introduce the Korea that is the optimal partner for economic and investment cooperation. First of all, the Republic of Korea is a reliable partner. In a barren environment, merchants in the Arab world successfully navigated a multitude of challenges and dominated the Silk Road by placing reliability as their foremost priority. Saudi Arabia was one of the first countries that trusted Korea's potential. In the early 1970s, Korean companies and workers worked 24 hours a day in 3 shifts at the Al-Ula Kaiba highway construction site in Saudi Arabia and successfully completed the work within the scheduled time frame. Having witnessed the diligence and reliability of Korea and its people, Saudi Arabia and other Middle Eastern countries entrusted Korea with more constructions, and this was the starting point of the miracle of the Han River for the country that had no natural resources or technologies. Even now, when uncertainty has become the new normal due to geopolitical tension and supply chain disruptions, the countries in the Middle East continue to show trust in the Republic of Korea. Thanks to His Royal Highness Crown Prince's visit to Korea last year, Saudi Arabia announced economic cooperation worth $29 billion in the fields of energy, defense, and infrastructure construction. This year, the UAE also pledged an unprecedented investment of $30 billion in Korea.
Next, the Republic of Korea is leading advanced industries through innovation. 20% or more of the world's semiconductors, rechargeable batteries, and smartphones are made by Korean companies. Korea is also one of the global top 7 space powerhouses that succeeded in launching space rockets and a lunar orbiter. Korea not only boasts the unrivaled know-how in nuclear power plant construction, with which we built Baraka nuclear power plant in the UAE, but also produces diverse global cultural content such as BTS, Blackpink, and the drama series Squid Game. Shaheen project, launched in March this year, is a prime example of the convergence of Korea's technological prowess and Saudi Arabia's abundant capital. Through this largest ever investment in the history of Korea's petrochemical industry, highly efficient, cutting-edge production facility will be established, significantly contributing to production cost reduction, job creation, and revitalization of the economy. Lastly, the Republic of Korea, your best economic and investment partner, pursues solidarity for mutual growth. My administration has clearly stated the global pivotal state as the national policy goal. Now, Korea will share our accumulated experience of development, which was enabled by the international community's aid and support, and substantially scale up our ODA and also expand technology exchange and people-to-people exchange to chart a new future of co-prosperity with the international community, including the Middle East. There is an Arabic proverb saying, "Choose your companion before you go on a journey." The Republic of Korea is a reliable and innovative partner that you can forge solidarity together for the future. Distinguished leaders from around the world and business leaders, I look forward to having you on board on the Republic of Korea's journey toward a new era. Thank you. Shukran jazilan.
Right here. Thank you, Mr. President, for joining us today and for making a very comprehensive speech about the history of the economic relationship between Republic of Korea and Saudi Arabia. We know that you are here on a state visit to Riyadh, and you are the first South Korean president to make a state visit here, so it's a historic occasion. So I'd like to ask you what is the state of the relationship between South Korea and Saudi Arabia, and what have you accomplished during your visit to Riyadh this time?
In the past, the Republic of Korea imported crude oil from Saudi Arabia for our industries, and Korea participated in constructing infrastructure in Saudi Arabia. But recently, the bilateral economic cooperation is changing as a scope and the depth of the cooperation is expanding. So far, Korea has developed advanced industries and digital technologies. Saudi Arabia is turning itself from a simple oil producer to an advanced industry powerhouse. So it is getting ready for the change. So far, South Korea has achieved industrialization in a short span of time that took a long time for other advanced countries. And we have these experiences that we can share that with Saudi Arabia, so that Saudi Arabia, in its pursuit for the advanced industries, can achieve the industrialization in a short span of time. So we want to expand the scope of cooperation with Saudi Arabia. In our pursuit for this strong cooperation, we believe high-level exchange and interaction is absolutely necessary. Last year, His Royal Highness Crown Prince visited South Korea, and now I am visiting Saudi Arabia as a state visit for 4 days. I had opportunity to deepen my understanding of Saudi Arabia and the NEOM project and industrialization of Saudi Arabia. I could actually feel the passion for their project. So this state visit was a good opportunity to expand the horizon of the bilateral cooperation and strengthen our solidarity. So I do think it is meaningful in that sense.
Okay. So you've mentioned about the history of the relationship, but you also hinted that it feels like there is a transformation occurring in the relationship between the Republic of Korea and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And so I'd just like to ask, what are the main drivers for this transformation?
The most important driver of our cooperative partnership between Korea and Saudi Arabia would be that for the last 60 years, Korean companies participated in the infrastructure building and various construction projects, and we have built very deep trust with each other. Korea actually contributed to the rapid industrialization of Saudi Arabia and has pursued cooperation as a key partner. Therefore, such economic cooperation and also expanding of our cooperation scope would be the main driver of our future cooperative partnership. Most of all, the mutual trust for each other would be the greatest driver of our cooperative partnership.
As part of the Vision 2030, South Korea is a trusted partner, and I think that that was made clear in the visit of the Crown Prince to Seoul last year. What do you think are the main sectors that you believe are most promising? I believe that your communique mentioned mobility, smart cities, clean energy. Are there other sectors that you are holding out that you think have great promise for cooperation between Republic of Korea and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia?
Saudi's Vision 2030 is not just for advanced industries or industrialization. It encompasses other areas such as culture and the private sector, because private-led initiatives are also included. I understand that this is a national transformation vision. For Saudi's Vision 2030, Korea is one of the key partners, and it's not just for economic cooperation, but the culture and people-to-people exchanges and cooperations among SMEs. In all of these diverse areas, I believe we can be a key partner for cooperation. Not only for economy in various sectors, particularly the areas that could be the foundation for economy, so the cultural exchanges and people-to-people exchange will be more strongly pushed forward. In terms of the economic cooperation, IT, digital sectors, carbon-free, energy-related sectors I believe these would be the sectors that we can collaborate together for development. Korea and Saudi Arabia together also have to join forces to respond to climate change, and we are already doing that. Saudi Arabia has a green energy initiative and policies, and we actively support their plan for that. So new renewable energy and carbon-free energy and other areas related to technologies to these areas, and we will strengthen our investment to that end.
And you also mentioned people-to-people exchanges, and I understand that the Republic of Korea is enacting a visa waiver for Saudis who have official and diplomatic passports. What are your expectations for the future of the people-to-people relationship between South Korea and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia?
Economic cooperation usually is driven by exchanges between business leaders and businesses. However, in order for us to make our economic cooperation sustainable, we need to promote and facilitate people-to-people exchanges between our two nations. Of course, travel and tourism play a key role in this. And also, mutual understanding of each other's culture is also important. And also, enjoying each other's culture, which entails cultural exchange, is also important. And education exchange between the two countries, including study abroad programs or student exchange programs, will be important by bringing Saudi students to Korea to pursue exchanges in research and development and science, and to give them chances to understand and learn from our science, research and development, as well as our history. We need to make efforts, and we will expand such efforts to that end. And as for Saudi Arabia as well, in order to support those who are interested in Korean culture, we plan to keep operating and running Korean language education support programs, including King Sejong Institute. This has been already going on, and we plan to expand such effort.
Mr. President, we're deeply appreciative of the time that you have spent with us today. I think we benefited from your perspective on how this relationship is developing. I'd like to invite the audience to please join me in thanking you, Mr. President, for your presentation.